All right, here we are, and we are live. At least that's what I think we are. So, we should be live on Facebook and on YouTube. Today is Tuesday, April 30th, and we have a full-packed program. Let's see if you can hear me and see me. Oh. I noticed. There we go. I noticed that I connected the wrong mic. Because I connected the wrong mic, it was a little bit awkward in the beginning. But here we are, and we are good to go. So today is Tuesday, April the 30th, and we have a packed full 30 minutes ahead of us. Because today we're going to talk about what's happening in the markets. We're going to talk about, as always, the stocks that I'm personally trading right now. We're also going to talk about how to get what you want in life. And we're talking about important order types, day order versus good till cancel. What are these orders and when to use what kind of order? Now, if this is your first time here, hi, I am Markus Heitkoetter. Nice to meet you. And I show people how to generate an income by trading stocks and options. And you see, people come to me because they want to make enough money with trading so that they can quit their job and spend more time with their families and travel a lot like I do. And they tell me that even though they have already saved some money, they tell me they don't get enough returns to be able to quit their jobs anytime soon. And that makes them feel stuck and frustrated. Now, if this sounds familiar to you, you're not alone. Lots of people go through this, and here's what I tell them. Make money while you sleep. You will work until you die. And one way to make money while you sleep is trading, and trading can be simple, and I'll prove it to you. But first of all, before we dive in, let's talk about what happened in the markets today, because today was a quite interesting day. So let's jump over to the charts and see right away what's happening. So today we opened here, and as you can see, the Dow was first plummeting down and then recovered right now, pretty much around the unchanged mark here. The Nasdaq, on the other hand, was not so lucky. The Nasdaq was down, continued to plummet down, recovered a little bit, but as you can see right now, down 0.73%, so almost down three quarters of a point. And so I just look at my computer here that told me that we weren't live on Facebook for a moment, but we should be back live on there. So no idea what's happening. Hey, anyhow, so what caused this drop here today? And I said it yesterday, this week, all eyes are on Google and Apple, who report earnings. Today, Google actually reported earnings yesterday after the bell, and it isn't looking good. So Google, it's G-O-O-G. Google down almost 8% after earnings. And you see, Google actually had a terrific run thus far this year, made new record highs, but today down 8%. Why? What's causing this? Well, they said that their ad revenue from Google AdWords is not as much as they hoped it to be, and it keeps declining. So it seems that other networks like Facebook and Instagram are grabbing advertising dollars from Google. The other company that will report today after the bell, so pretty shortly here, is Apple. And today Apple is down 2%. So this ahead of earnings, we will see earnings here in the next hour that are being reported, and we'll see what Apple does. Now, Apple is a heavyweight in the Nasdaq and in the Dow, and this is why both Google and Apple have been dragging it down. But overall, why do we see right now some indecision in the market here? As you can see, the S&P and Nasdaq made new all-time highs, and right now market participants are a little bit waiting. What are they waiting for? Well, first of all, earnings as always, and then today the two-day Fed meeting starts. So the FOMC is meeting, and now the key question is, are there any news on interest rates for this year? You know that the FOMC, the Fed, has said pretty much we're not raising interest rates anymore this year, and we will also be very careful in 2020. But of course, market participants are looking at the wording to see if anything changed, if they might have changed their point of view on the economy and whether they should raise interest rates or not. Now, you know me. I don't care either way, right? Let me just come back here to full screen. I don't care what the Fed is doing. I don't care what Apple is doing. I don't care what Google is doing, because I'm not trading these mainstream stocks. I always tell everybody, stay away from these mainstream stocks, whether it's Google, Apple, or Netflix. I mean, we talked about Netflix the other day, got hammered too. Boeing, GE, I mean, it doesn't matter. These stocks will move violently based on news. So what I like to do is trade what I see, not what I think. And in order to find the best stocks for me to trade, I'm using PowerX Optimizer. We're going to talk about this in a moment. But let's talk about the stocks that I own right now. So right now I have 4 stocks in my portfolio, and you know, it's all short term. So the stocks that I own, I expect to be in these stocks for 5 to 20 days. That's it. I don't have any long-term stock investments in the market. For long-term, I'm using real estate. So I own a few apartment complexes, but that's a different story. So let's go back here to the charts, look at some of the stocks that I own. One of them is Boot Barn here, and I'm betting on a falling market. And as you can see, it's going okay. So Boot here, I entered at 28.93. Right now we are at 28.79. Entered it a few days ago, so my profit target is at 16.18. Again, betting on a falling market, and probably tomorrow I'll do a video on how exactly you can bet on a falling market, right? So here, this is looking pretty good. The other stock that I have in my portfolio that I entered yesterday is PPBI. Here I'm betting on a rising market. So I want to see that we are going up here, that we are breaking out of the range that we have been in there. In order to do this, I use the 3 indicators, RSI, stochastics, and MACD. I'll talk about this in just a moment. Actually, we can talk about this right now. So 3 indicators that show me exactly when to enter. So here I expect PPBI to go up. My profit target is at 34.06. Today, a little bit down, but hey, such is trading, right? So another stock that I entered last week, VSTO, and you also see here, VSTO has been up really nicely. So I'm betting here on a rising market today, a little bit down. I entered at 882. Today, right now we are trading at 863. Markets just closed here a few minutes ago. So down 20 cents, not a big deal at all. Now, the fun stock that I entered, was that yesterday or on Friday? OLN. Here betting on a falling market. The first profit target was at 22.02. And as you can see today, the first profit target was hit because we're closing at 21.69. Betting on a falling market here. So this is awesome, right? And the way how I place the orders is that they're automatically being triggered when my first profit target is hit. And now I have another profit target of 19.69, so I'm still in half of my position. But I took money off the table. Now I'm cutting my stop loss in half, and you see, so right now I actually need to do this. So my stop loss here being cut in half to 23.25. This is where my stop loss is right now. And you see, this is all the green stuff here that I already made in money. This is what I'm risking right now. And you can already see I cannot lose on this trade anymore. And that's a beautiful thing, right? I mean, this is what we want. So in terms of new positions, I use PowerX Optimizer to find the best stocks to trade. Because when it comes to trading, there's 3 things that you need to know. What stock or option to trade, it doesn't really matter whether you trade stocks or options, and we'll talk about this. Also, sometime this week, I'll do another video on that one. Paul, it's so good to see that you hit first profit target too. Who else here is using PowerX Optimizer and has made some money today on OLN? Type it in the comments. Always curious who of you are also trading the stocks that I'm trading here. Anyhow, so we talked about the 3 things: when to enter, what to trade, when to enter is number 2, and number 3 is when to exit. So today, out of the possibilities that PowerX Optimizer suggested to me, I liked SLCA best. And this is betting on a falling market. So all three indicators are telling me that it is more likely for SLCA to go down. And so I tried to enter here at 1574. And if we go over to SLCA, you'll see that we went as low as 1575, and I wanted to sell at 1574. So just 1 cent short of getting into this trade. Almost, right? But here's the deal. I want to make sure that the market does exactly what I do it. By the way, if you are interested in learning on how exactly I set up these indicators, how I use these indicators to find the best stocks to trade, to time my entries and my exit, go to a website that I set up for you. It's called mytradingroutine.com. And on this website, mytradingroutine.com, you'll find a 35-minute video in which I explain exactly how I trade step by step. And you see, you can just play the video here. And if you're interested in learning more about the software that I use here, the PowerX Optimizer, you can just schedule a demo with Rachel or Paul. Paul, by the way, is the one right here, Paul Harper, who has made money with PowerX Optimizer. So obviously he's using it, he's trading it. Anyhow, if you're interested and would like to talk to Rachel or Paul about the software and see if this is a good fit to you, go to mytradingroutine.com and we'll take it from there. Okay, good. And the reason why I'm mentioning this website here is because I always get the question, so what are the indicators that you're using? How do you determine your stop loss? How do you determine your profit target? What is this software here? So this is why I thought it would be easier to set up this little website for you that shows you exactly what I do. All right, so thus far talking about the markets and talking about the stocks that I personally trade. Is this helpful? If so, please do me a favor, type in a comment and say yes or helpful. The reason why I'm asking you to type in a comment is the software that I'm using right now to dual broadcast to both Facebook and YouTube does not allow me to see how much you're liking it. But I would still appreciate, because I check it always after the fact, if you just could hit like, that would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. All right, so let's go back here to full screen. And as you know, these shows are designed to be 30 minutes long, and we have these 4 segments. That first I talk about what the markets are doing, then I talk about the stocks that I personally trade, then I have some mindset stuff for you, and that's coming up right now. And after this, we're going to talk about day orders versus good till cancel. What should you use? Okay, but first let's talk about some mindset. Because I believe that this is really important. So how to get what you want in life fast? So you want more in life, maybe more money, more time, more fun, and you want it now, you want it fast? Good, because right now I'll show you a 5-step system on how to get what you want in life fast. So here's the good news. If you want more in life, you can have it. And yes, you can have it fast. What I'm going to present to you right now, what I'm going to show you is a proven 5-step system that will help you to get what you want faster than ever else. So let's dive in. Step number 1. What exactly do you want? I know that this sounds trivial, but trust me, most people are not clear what exactly they want. Most people have a long list of things they don't want. For example, they don't want to have a 9-to-5 job anymore. They don't want to sit in traffic. They don't want to deal with a boss who is anyhow lazy. Okay, that's a good start, writing down what you don't want. But what do you want? And be specific. What exactly do you want? After you're listening to this, I want you to do the following. Picture your perfect day. What time do you wake up? And what does your bedroom look like? What do you see when you look out of the window? With whom do you wake up? Who's lying next to you? What's the first thing that you do when you wake up? Do you exercise? Go for a walk around your massive property? Sit on the front porch overlooking a beautiful scenery? And then, what are you having for breakfast? Where are you having breakfast? Are you going out for breakfast to your favorite breakfast place? Or are you having it at home in a sun-filled sunroom? Or maybe outside on your ginormous porch? And what do you do after you're done with breakfast? With whom do you meet? What do? You get the idea. Be as specific as possible, and I promise you, it will become a reality. I have done this exercise, I'm still doing it, and I just see how step by step it becomes more and more reality. So that's step number 1. Be specific what you want. After you know that, step number 2 is how you can get it. How can you make what you just described a reality? Is it by learning how to trade or invest in real estate? I can promise you this, for most people, you will not be able to achieve your dream, your perfect day by getting a better job or getting a job promotion. Of course, I don't know what your perfect day looks like, but I know this. Most people want more money and more time. And based on my experience, there are only 3 ways to get this. Number 1, trading stocks and options. Number 2, investing in real estate. And number 3, running a profitable business. So pick one of these 3. I personally do all 3, and I can tell you, trading stocks and options is my personal favorite. So anyhow, let's move on. Step number 2 is decide how you can get to your perfect life. What skill do you need to acquire? What do you need to learn? Now, step number 3, this is a really important one. Step number 3 is who can help me? And this is a question that most people don't ask themselves. Most people only ask the question from step 2, how can I get it? And then they go to Google or YouTube trying to figure it out for themselves. I can promise you this, the fastest way to become a millionaire is asking a millionaire how he did it. Just ask. Millionaires and billionaires share their secrets. Yeah, we do. And if you want to achieve your goals in record time, here's a shortcut. Ask a millionaire to mentor you. Most millionaires will mentor you, and they have qualification criteria, because I want to make sure that I'm not wasting my time. I personally have 5 criteria that somebody needs to meet before I take him or her on as a mentor and mentor him, right? And this, trust me, this is the ultimate shortcut. I have mentors in my life, I have worked with mentors, and they have always helped me to get to the next level. And that's the ultimate shortcut for you as too. Work with a millionaire who shows you exactly what to do. This will save you tons of money and lots of time. All right, so we have 2 steps to go, but let me know, is this making sense thus far? If so, do me a favor and type yes in the comments right now if these first 3 steps are making sense to you. All right, type in yes right now. Good. Step number 4 of the 5-step system. Step number 4 is asking yourself, what's the next step? So here's the good news. You don't have to work out a 158-step plan to get to your goal. Just define the very next step. What can you do right now that gets you closer to your goal? Do you need to define your perfect day first? Okay, then do that right now after you're listening to this. Do you need to decide what you want to do to achieve this goal? For example, trading? Okay, decide that now. Do you have to find somebody who can mentor you? Okay, do that now. Find that person. Contact your potential mentor. Contact the person who you want to be your mentor. Ask him or her what you have to do to be mentored by him. But be clear about the first 3 steps first. Otherwise, your new mentor will not take you seriously. Trust me on this one. The important thing, make decisions fast. Don't dwell on it for days and weeks. Make a decision, take action, and if it doesn't work, correct it quickly. All right, last step, step number 5. Take action. Whatever you determine as your next step in step number 4, do it! Don't procrastinate. Let me ask you this. Who here is listening to the video wishes that you would have started a year ago with this process? Absolutely, right? Take action now. This is how you get what you want in life. Fast. Take action. Is this making sense, these 5 steps? If so, please do me a favor, type yes in the comments and also leave a comment what you think about it. Do something, take action, practice taking action. Type yes right now. All right, so in summary, here are the 5 steps to get what you want in life. Step number 1, define what do you want. Describe your perfect day, your perfect life. Step number 2, how can you get it? Step number 3, who can help you to achieve that goal? Step number 4, what is the very next step that you can do right now? And then step number 5, take action. Take action now. That's the important thing. Okay, now go and make it happen and then come back here and leave a comment what you did. I can't wait to hear from you because this is exciting, isn't it? Yes, you can achieve anything you want. Do this 5-step approach. Trust me on this one. It works. All right. So I hope that you enjoyed this little motivation. And these are things that I personally do, of things that I am doing to get better and better every day, to make more and more money every year. Because I told you in the beginning, my goal was to become a millionaire. Now my goal is to have a net worth of at least $10 million. And I'm convinced I will achieve that sometime this year. All right, but now let's go back to trading. What is the difference between, no, we talked about the difference. I'm having a few Post-it notes, and we talked about ETFs and stocks already, right? So what we need to talk about right now is, what did we say? Good till cancel. Okay, good. So let's do this. All right, when trading, there is 2 different order types. One is a day order and one is good till cancel. What is the difference between these 2 order types and which one should you use when? That's what we're going to talk about right now. All right, when you place an order, there's 5 things that your broker needs to know. Number 1, your broker needs to know what do you want to trade? What stock or option or futures or ETF? What do you want to trade? Number 2, your broker needs to know, do you want to buy or sell it, right? So this is step number 2 that you need to define if you want to trade. Number 3, your broker wants to know how many shares or options or ETFs do you want to trade? So the quantity. Number 4, the broker wants to know at what price do you want to buy or sell? And the 5th element is how long should this order be valid? Should it be valid for the day or GTC, which means good till cancel? Let me explain to you the difference. When you place a day order, it means that this order is valid for the trading day. So it means that if you place it the night before when the markets are closed, it means that it is valid for the next trading session. And the trading session is from 9:30 in the morning Eastern Time to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, one of the following 2 things will happen with the day order. Either it gets filled throughout the day, and again, since you're specifying a certain price at what you want to get filled, it might or might not happen. When it happens, this order will be filled and then you have a position. If it is not being filled, so if the stock or if prices never went to the level that you specified, the order is automatically being canceled at the end of the day. That is a day order. So when should you use a day order? For me personally, I use a day order when I want to enter a position. So doesn't matter whether you want to buy a stock because you're betting on a rising market or you want to sell a stock because you're betting on a falling market. When you enter a position, you tell your broker, for today, do the following. If we get filled, yay, and if not, cancel the order. Now, the other thing that you can specify, right? The other option, that's what it is. The other option that you have is specifying that the order is good till canceled, which also means GTC. What does this mean? You're again specifying all these 5 things: what you want to trade, whether you want to buy or sell, how many shares or options you want to trade, at what price, and then you say, this order stays in the market until either I'm getting filled at the specified price that I put in there, or until I cancel the order. So the main difference is that this order remains in the market until it gets filled or you decide to cancel it. So when should you use a GTC order? Well, a GTC order is perfect for your exits. I like to use GTC orders for my profit target and my stop loss. Because if I would only use a day order, it means that at the end of the day, my stop loss and profit target would disappear and I have to re-enter it the next day. So this is why I specify my stop loss and profit target as GTC, because as you know, I'm usually in a trade anywhere between 5 and 20 days, and I do not want to re-enter the order every single day. So I want to make sure that either the order gets filled or I manually hit the cancel button to get rid of the order. So in summary, you have 2 different types of orders. A day order, which is only valid for 1 trading day, and these order types are best used for your entries. And you have the other option, which is good till canceled, or abbreviated GTC, and that order type remains in the market until it gets filled or you're canceling it, and that is best used for exit orders. And exit orders for me are stop loss and profit target. All right. Hope that helps, and if it does, please make sure that you like this video, that you also leave a comment and says, yes, helpful, thank you, or whatever you want to say. And if you're watching this on YouTube, please make sure to subscribe and hit the little bell, because when you hit the little bell, you'll get notified whenever I go live or post a new video. If you're watching this on Facebook, please do the following. On top of the page, it says somewhere notifications, and just say notifications, see these first, because this way I'm appearing first in your newsfeed whenever I post a new video or some important information, or maybe a quote, whatever it might be. All right. I hope that you enjoyed watching the show as much as I enjoyed making it for you. And as always, if you know anybody who might benefit from this, please feel free to share this video. Feel free to tag somebody in the comments if you're watching this on Facebook, right? And just say, hey, friend, name, whatever it is. Hey, Tom, go check it out. This is pretty good stuff. I would really appreciate it. Now, for those of you, since we're live here, let me look at the comments. In order to do this, I need to look at my big screen over there and see if I can answer any of your questions. All right. So good to see everybody here. Matt, I haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you live here. Hey, Rika. Yeah, I know in the beginning the mic was a little bit noisy. And Rika, we already talked today. I know that you also made some money on OLN, so that's good. Holly, good to see you here. And Paul, yes, I know that in the beginning I was muffled. Jose, good to see you. Hey, Michael, good to see you. Michael Jensen, fantastic. And I know that I'm jumping back and forth between YouTube and Facebook because we are broadcasting it in dual broadcast. Okay, Eric is asking, what software are you using to place the trades? That is a software that is provided by your broker. I personally use Interactive Brokers. You might use Thinkorswim or TD Ameritrade, who's behind Thinkorswim actually, or Fidelity or Schwab. It doesn't really matter. If you want, I did a video on what is the best broker. So if you look on my YouTube channel, if you go over to YouTube, go to my channel and you will find the video here that talks about the different brokerages and the pros and cons, and also some recommendations from me. All right, good. So Eric said, made money on PBPI. Okay, that's good. And Holly says, yay, first profit hit today. Okay, Eric, you were checking with TradingView, couldn't find the same features. Well, TradingView, I just use it for a quick, for quickly showing a few things here. So this is not the software that I use for my trading, actually. It's just very similar to finance.yahoo.com. I use it here mainly for teaching purposes, right? So, but everything that I do, I signed up. It's a professional version that I use here. But hey, so trust me, all the stuff is in there. Guys, so good to see you, that you're all making money with PowerX Optimizer, that you're loving it. Really appreciate it. Okay, so Jose, okay, next couple of trades you do, can you do option trades? Yeah, absolutely. So let me just show you very briefly here how to trade options, okay? So let me switch over here to PowerX Optimizer, and I promise a more detailed video is coming. But we talked about, for example, SLCA, a stock right now that I'm betting on a falling market. Now, when you trade options, what do you do if you're betting on a falling market? You buy a put, right? Because a put option increases in value as the stock is going down. So you see right here, there's an options tab, and out of all the possibilities, because when you look at an options chain, there's all the different strike prices, all the different expirations, okay? What PowerX Optimizer does here is finds the two best options to trade. First of all, in terms of DTE, days to expiration, I only like to trade options that have at least 30 to 60 days to expiration. So here, I would trade the June 21st expiration, which has 53 days to expiration. There's two options that I like to consider. One is the conservative, which is a 19 strike, meaning that this will already be in the money. I personally like to use in the money options, okay? So here it also calculates for me the maximum entry price that I want to pay, because you know that sometimes options are cheap and you know that sometimes options are overpriced. So I want to make sure that I'm only paying the fair price so that I'm not overpaying for an option. Then the software tells me how much the option should be worth once the stock hits the profit target, and how much the option will be worth when the stock hits the stop loss. Based on this, I see my risk and reward. And here, for example, using the conservative option, trading SLCA, and I just want to see, Jose, I know that you asked about this. Okay, so I would risk $1.01 trying to make $3.42. So risk reward ratio of 1 to 3.5. Risking $1, trying to make $3.50. Okay. The other option that you could do is medium aggressive. So here you're not as deep in the money. So here you're a little bit closer to the money. So a strike price of 17. And here you would risk, if you choose to trade this option, you would only pay a maximum of $1.95, risking 97 cents, trying to make $2.91. Now you already see which one is the more attractive option, where you risk $1.01 trying to make $3.42, or where you risk 97 cents trying to make $2.91. For me, it would be the conservative one, and this is what the software PowerX Optimizer does for me. Tells me all the information that I need to make a decision of which option I want to trade. So here, very easy, it already picks two choices, and out of these two choices, for me, usually the conservative is my go-to choice. Jose, is this making sense? I mean, this is just it in a nutshell, and I promise over the next few days we'll go into more depth here, but that's pretty much it. There's trading can be simple. That's what I promised to you, right? And here we go. All right. So I know that there's many more comments However, oh, Michael is asking, when can we expect to see your new book? Okay, yes, where do I have the book? So there's a few more things that I need to edit, and I have it on my to-do list for this week. There were a few things that I needed to take care of this week, and I did this first, but I am planning to do the final edits this week, so this means it will go to the printer again, hopefully next week. That is the plan, right? And it usually takes a week for me to get back that I have the proof there. And once I have the proof and say we're good to go, then it will be available for sale. So since it is April 30th, it's not going to happen in April, but the good news is it is happening in May. So sometime in May, and that's as far as I can commit, sometime in May, the new book will be available. All right, guys, I got to run. I thank you for being here. It's fun. I love the interaction. I love hanging out with you, answering your questions, doing this content for you, and I'm really enjoying it, and I hope that you enjoy it as much as I'm making it for you. All right, take care, and I'll see you then tomorrow again at the usual time. Today, I have to pick up my daughter Vivian from school. So this is why we started a little bit earlier. Tomorrow it will be at 4 Central or 5 Eastern, and I will see you then.